March 8th in Saudi Arabia, we have Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. Let's go ahead and get into this breakdown as well as prediction. Starting off with Anthony Joshua coming off of two great wins against Otto Wallin as well as Robert Helenius. He's also coming off a trainer change from Derek James to Ben Davison, in which you could really see his confidence has been boosted since he's been with Ben Davison for this last fight. I feel like AJ's jab was really his biggest weapon in his last couple fights. His ability to go upstairs as well as downstairs with it really opened up the rest of his arsenal. He also had feints that really kept his opponents guessing. And with those same feints, he was able to get Helenius out of there with the feint to the body. Whether he touched him or not, it was really to get his hand lower. And then he came over the top with that right hand, which got him out of there. And with those combinations of jabs up top as well as down low, mixing things up, combined with his feints, it's opened up windows for countering. Joshua's usual counter of choice would be the straight right, whether it's a pullback right on the jab or in between punches like you would see in the Wallin fight. I feel like AJ has come a long way since that Andy Ruiz fight where he lost by TKO stoppage. He really just had to come back and find himself as a fighter, as well as his two losses against Alexander Usyk, in which he used the style and trying to box the boxer and really try to beat him with his skill, when I really think he should have used a Derek Chisora type of style and really just bring it to him as the bigger man. But, he's also learned from that as well. But I think the real question is Anthony Joshua's chin. Hasn't been tested as of late, but it may be tested this fight. Moving on to Francis Ngannou, really needs no introduction. Probably the heaviest hitting man on the earth. He's fought a who's who in the UFC, knocking out Stipe Miocic, which a lot of people think is the greatest heavyweight of all time. But me personally, it's got to go to Francis Ngannou, bro. His performance with Tyson Fury, I feel like he's really surprised everybody. If it didn't surprise you, he hella surprised me. His ability to go 10 rounds with quote-unquote the best heavyweight on the planet, just being his first fight in boxing is crazy. Fresh out the gates in that fight, Fury really tried to put it on Francis Ngannou, throwing heavy combinations. But with Ngannou's combat experience, he was really just able to withstand it and stay composed. And in the third round, Fury throws a 1-2 down the pipe, but gets countered with that overhand left hook. Man, I'm not even gonna lie, that ground and pound would have been different. He was so comfortable in the fight, he was able to throw a Superman punch. But as the fight went on, Fury was able to use his boxing ability as well as his jab and movement to really kind of take control of the fight. But don't get me wrong, Francis Ngannou's ability to fight on the inside and rough him up, it kind of really forced Fury to play on the outside with his jab and his boxing ability. I believe some of the biggest flaws with Francis Ngannou against Fury was his inactivity. At times, he would just kind of just move around the ring and stalk Tyson Fury, but there would be no work. Also, Francis Ngannou's reactionary time with the jab and the feints. He would always react to Tyson Fury's jab or feints, and he doesn't have the best head movement. He always stays in that A spot, and Francis Ngannou's main defense would be either a step back or lean back, which really kept him open for that straight down the middle. But all in all, I feel Francis Ngannou really held his own in that fight. I feel Ngannou really kind of put himself right at the top with the top guys after a performance like that. And even though I don't think this fight really makes sense in the boxing world, with boxing nowadays, with people having to wait their turn and stuff like that, a lot of guys, like with this crossover fighting, people are able to just get to the top immediately with their status, especially somebody with Ngannou's status. My final prediction as well as thoughts, I'd say Anthony Joshua has to stay on the outside or control that mid-range and not let Francis Ngannou get on the inside where he can rough him up. And Francis Ngannou, I really feel he has to be patient and wait for his turn to really turn things up. Similar to the Tyson Fury fight where he was patient enough to counter with that left hook or even get up on the inside and get rough. And with the final prediction, man, it's really a toss-up. I got it 55-45 to Anthony Joshua, just based on Anthony Joshua's been in boxing so much longer. But like I said, it's heavyweight boxing and anything can happen. I'm going with Anthony Joshua to win by late stoppage. Let me know down in the comments who you got winning this one. Until next time.